ho, ho! Welcome to the Christmas edition of Two Legs, a Paul McCartney episode. This is episode
Hey, Paul,
232.
do that
This
again.
is
Do that again. You said a Paul
okay.
McCartney episode.
Oh. Ho, ho, ho! Welcome to the Christmas edition of Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast. This is episode 232. Can you believe it? And it's again, this is we're going to talk today about something that we didn't necessarily ask for, and it's going to be an interesting conversation. So interesting that we thought it would be fun to bring in the one of the originals, David Gargalino. David, my friend, what's going on?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
It's going good. Good to see you here. And we got the Andy Nichols, who has been with me since 2019, and it's been a pleasure to have him here with me. And my backwards traveler and my fest buddy, and I can't wait for February to do it for a third year in a row. And
Crazy,
Andy,
right?
what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Thomas, and hello, OG number 2. How the hell are you?
How's it going, Andy?
Good, good. The gift that keeps on giving is
It's
giving
well,
us something else again.
It's one way you can put it. A gift that keeps on giving. Listen, so before we get started, look, McCartney wrapped up his
Yes.
Brazilian tour, if you want. Did not play Back to Brazil, which I was completely shocked with.
You said
But
he was
he
gonna.
did. I thought it was a guarantee. Guarantee. I was gonna put the whole McCartney collection on it, that he would have played
All your
Back to
variants
Brazil.
on it.
All the variants, yes, that's right. That he was going to play McCartney, or I'm sorry, he was going to play Back to Brazil, but he did not. He did give a nice little shout out to his fallen bandmate Denny Lane before he played Jet, which was nice of him to do. As we know, Denny passed away a couple weeks ago now, and please go back and check out our Ken Dash Out show, where Ken was nice enough to give us a few stories of his friend. Denny Lane, and that was nice of him to do that. So, David, you listen. You're a Hoffman junkie. I'm just gonna come out and say it, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
enjoy,
Well, I'm a
working
lurker,
on
man.
the
Go on
Hoffman
Hoffman
forum.
because David pulls the best threads and just sends them to us, so I don't have
Yes,
to go on
that's
there.
right. So December 8th, I think, was to be exact. He sent us a text with a fella, Mike. I forgot how to pronounce. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but saying that be on the lookout next week for some kind of McCartney III announcement. And this was just right after we got the Band on the Run announcement. So we were thinking, okay,
Same
that's
week.
it. Yeah, that's it. We're okay. We got the Band on the Run announcement for Half Speed Master, like we were expecting, but were we expecting a McCartney third year anniversary for $33.33, which makes perfect sense to me. I mean, I think it's good marketing myself. I mean, with an album that you still want to try to sell, right? Because that's what the music business is, right? To sell music. David, when you saw that, I mean, what was the first thing that come to your mind? It's like, oh, I gotta text this to.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. It's up your guys' alley. And, the 3x3 kind of alluded to like maybe 3 discs or
Right,
the third
right.
wave of
Which
3.
initially I was like, okay, 3 discs. We're
Right.
going to get some bonus materials, some new demos. I'm all in.
Mhm.
Right.
To be.
Yeah. I was expecting, McCartney 3 Imagined, and a bonus disc of demos, outtakes, whatever you want to call them. That's what I was thinking. Now, fast forward, but go ahead, David.
Would you have taken just an etched anything on a blank disc that didn't play anything? Would you have taken that?
An etched disc that didn't play anything. I don't know about that. But in true fashion, because this has been the album of many color variants, right? We got it's essentially right,
Got 'em all here.
yellow, blue,
Almost.
There's
and
57
red.
variants, I think.
There's 57 now. That's including this new one, though, right?
Yes. So that
Yeah, because you sent us the
CDs.
picture. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you sent us the picture with all the variants on there. However, it didn't have the ones with the Christmas ornaments or the masks or the hats or whatever. However, which is another fiasco. But okay, McCartney 3 is released, right, December 2020. We were all grateful, right? We had a field. I did not get any
Oh.
work done that day when
No.
we were getting the news. Mitch Axelrod was posting, "Oh, well, now it's limited here. Now it's limited here.
Yeah, I
now it's
remember
on sale
texting
here."
you like, can you go to
Yeah.
Target and try to get a green? Like I remember us
Right,
all texting all day long about that.
right. The next year, 2021, saw then the release of
In
this
November.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
November, right? And that
Third
was the
Man?
swirl. Yeah,
That's
this
the
was the
333,
yellow.
the 3333 edition.
Right, the 3,333 version. So this was the black and yellow swirl. Okay, this one didn't make any sense to me whatsoever to release this on the year anniversary. I thought we already had plenty of copies of this, right? So to see this, I'm like, why? But
Well, that's
again,
the one I went after because I
Yeah.
missed out on that 333 edition. And
right,
it's Third
right.
Man
We all
Records, Detroit related, and so
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys were up though, right? At that 6:30 mark where Third Man
Yeah.
was
But I had
announced
I
that.
Tried.
yeah, I had to
Yeah.
drive to work, and I should have just gotten into work late that day. Would have made a lot of
pulled
money.
over, right? Yeah, because I think our buddy Norm Mazza, he ended up selling his for like I think well over $3,000.
Did he?
So that's that's not a
Good
bad
on him.
investment right
No.
there, right?
No.
Only three. Now in 2022. Now this made total sense to me because what do you do? Like especially in the DVD Blu-ray world, what do you do when you have a trilogy of films? What do you do? Yeah, put them in a box set, right? So this made total sense to me to do this, and then I'm going, okay, that has to be it. It's got to be done for until the 50th anniversary, right? We're done.
Well,
right?
you're forgetting
Till
too
we
in
get the-
3 Imagine too.
right.
Yeah,
Yes,
early
and then we're
21.
getting
Late
yeah, that's right.
21,
We're
or
getting
early,
all of
whatever
these.
that was.
Or
Yeah.
spring of
Right.
21.
That's right. We're getting all of these, McCartney 3 Imagines as well. I think there was like 5 or 6 of those that you can get also. So I could see how people are getting upset over this. Again, it's just been a whirlwind of releases for McCartney 3 over the last 3 years. Andy, you and I, David, I don't think you partook as much as us, but you ended up finally getting the Target edition. It took you a little time to find that one. But which ones did you go after? Do you remember?
I'll show you quick. So this is
Yeah.
again full disclaimer. I don't need it. If you like this release and you want to get it, that's great.
Right.
But it doesn't do anything for me, especially with all these freaking variants. Let's go over them real quick that I got. Okay, we
Right.
got the pink.
There's the violet.
Or
Is that the
whatever.
pink?
And
Yeah.
that was through.
Yeah.
What vendor
Full
was that
Metal.
one through?
HMV.
No, was it? No. That was the comic store.
Right, Newberry Comics.
Yeah. Newberry
provided that
Comics.
one.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
we got the limited edition one. White.
That's
This
the independent
Yeah.
record store.
Can you
yeah,
turn
out
that
of four-
spine?
out of 4,000? Okay,
Do
we
you have
got
a-
that one.
Can
then-
you what?
Go ahead.
Which one is there? Do you have an edition with the 3 dots on the spine?
Yeah. Yes, I
Yes.
do. That's the one. That's the black vinyl.
That's the black
That is-
hammer. That's just the black standard one. Then we got
Check that
This
out.
one.
It's gonna.
Okay. That's the Coke, but that's the Spotify.
no. This is the clear, I think.
No, that's the Coke bottle. That's the Spotify one.
Or this is the Spotify one, then. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That
you don't know
one's
what I have.
the one. That's also the one that's still going for a good amount of money.
This one.
Yes, the Spotify, correct.
Okay. And okay, we're not done yet. Then we got the one that came from HMV.
Yeah,
in the
blue.
UK, which
Yes.
was blue.
Yes. Now our friend Marv, he I think he helped me get a copy of that one,
He did. And, me
and that
as
was
well.
before it was announced the Barnes and Noble was going to do a blue.
Correct.
So,
Then we've got the red.
yep.
Okay, with the different cover on the back.
Yes.
Yep. And then we've got, this is the one with the dots that David just mentioned, which is just your standard black.
Which that's going for a pretty penny on eBay these days. Look that up.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dot one.
I've got the dot
on
one
the spine. Yeah.
Throw a number out at me.
I don't know. I forgot what it's going for, because it was a very limited pressing for that, maybe 300.
I thought that we just got that on Amazon, Tom, didn't we?
Yeah,
very
I got mine
black.
on Amazon. Yeah,
it's very limited black, which is ironic.
But not least,
Target
green, which I got at a fest. The first fest Tom came to, I got this.
Yeah. So you still you still don't have the I mean, there's also an orange and a yellow one as well. Those are I've got those.
That's 7. I have 7 on vinyl.
Yeah.
That's not even counting this thing that you guilted me into getting when I visited you.
I did not guilt you into getting.
3 Imagine.
Did you even open it yet?
Oh, I played it. It's open.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we had fun. I mean, listen, I had a great time that day. Now, again, I showed you that splatter that came out in 2021, which also you guys pointed out that it was with the Imagine came out that year as well. We got the box set in 2022. Yeah. So then you give us this this text on, like, again, on December 8th it was. Look out, next week we're going to get some kind of talk. Some people were getting the from UPS, they were getting the Pretty Boys lyric sheet with the QR, was it QRC or whatever, what QR?
Oh, the little
code.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go online and you can sign up for announcements or whatever. So, and then this is what was announced there. This was the McCartney 3x3, right, with 3 different variants. The one that I've got was the one that kind of looks like the game Simon.
Simon.
And I posted this on our Facebook page. Now there was also the striped one that was red, yellow, and blue as well, and then there was the red, yellow, blue swirl, which is nice too. So that being said, there's been nonstop chatter, negative chatter for that matter. A lot of people very upset. How could McCartney do this? Why is he doing this?
He can
how
do
much
whatever
money
he
does
wants.
he need?
More power to him. It's just not
right.
me.
Exactly. Again, it's the music business, and when you're a business, you want to make money, right? You want to sell your product. That's business 101.
I don't have an issue with this release because it's a business, but I don't like how the marketing team, it's random at best. If you want to make it a collector's thing, have all 3 available, packaged together for $120, or you could select whatever version you want. But now it's kind of screwing the consumer because you can only buy 2 at once per address. And it's like all the insiders got the specific ones to show off. So
a couple people did, and we'll get to that, because then the really, really shitty thing about this is people have been warned. Okay, you can order 2 at a time, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to get 2 different kinds.
Yeah,
the other variants. You could damn well get the same one in one order, and somebody did too. I mean, some people did. One of our watchers, Dino, who's got his own YouTube channel as well. He bought, was it 3 or 4 or whatever, got them all delivered, and they were all the same ones.
Wow.
All the same ones. Our friend Joan, that happened to her as well. She had bought multiple copies and got them home. They were all the same one. So, however, people were warned, so they knew the risk, right? They knew the risk they were taking when they bought that, and they still bought it. Okay, so there you go. You can't. I'm not mad at that. I mean, again, you've been warned, right?
Sure.
Andy, what are your thoughts about the announcement for this variant, or for these variants?
Listen, I wasn't going to get it either way, but I do think it's kind of crappy that they did have that disclaimer on there for the consumer, not letting you pick which one you wanted to get. That is something that is pretty rare. You don't usually see, his team doing something like that. Very usually consumer friendly with this, and listen, if it had a little something else on it, that was, even those demo tracks that we got on this baby.
The Japanese,
Right, the Japanese, yeah.
If those were on vinyl, I would have got it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, I mean,
for such a shotgun release,
the heels of the red and the blue, and now and then, and we're getting that. So we got that. We're absorbing all that. Band on the Run, great, half speed, and then we're going to get another edition of McCartney III. I get the 3-year anniversary thing, but throw something else with it, man.
And with that being said, the shotgun release, like you said, now we got the announcement a week later. We got the release, right? Now, why couldn't have they done that with the Band on the Run Half Speed Master?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, announce it and then it's out. Whereas Band on the Run,
and then a week later it's out. That made more sense to me to do that. Let's celebrate the 50th anniversary with those underdubbed, mixes, and let's do that. Why do we have to wait till February? I mean, that's what the 60th anniversary of Beatles coming to America, right?
Well, I mean, Wildlife came later in, earlier the next year too.
True. But if they have the ability to do that with this McCartney III, then they have the ability to do that with that Band on the Run as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, they probably pressed this stuff back in the summer. They had it lined up for that anniversary. But, like the 25th anniversary of Band on the Run, they released it in early 99. That's beyond the 25th anniversary at that point. So, yeah, but then the 50th anniversary is the Band on the Run this month. I feel like that's a more iconic album.
Right. From what you told us, David, that there's more Band on the Run stuff coming.
Yeah, from the same guy that kind of was alluding to that release that came out a week later. So I'm not sure there's a documentary that ties in with it. Who knows? But there's more stuff coming. I know you guys don't like to talk about rumors, but like that's the chatter from a reliable source most of the time. But
I gotcha. Listen, if you missed out on any of the color variants back in 2020 and 2021 that I just showed that Tom has too, you could be like, okay, I missed out on all of them. I'll get that because I didn't get a chance to get any. Because I don't know, are any of these color vinyl still edition? Are they still widely available? Do you know of, Tom, David?
No. I mean, I think they were so limited because they were between 1,500 to 3,000 limited
right. So there is, for argument's sake, there is no more colored vinyl McCartney III available for the somebody who wants to buy that on vinyl now. Say a new fan,
eBay,
just heard eBay,
a primary market that's not available. Yeah,
right. So now this is their chance to get this on vinyl. I could see it from that way.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that right there is the reason to release this. Is because this is the reason why he keeps playing "Hey Jude, Let It Be" right over and over every tour, because there's always going to be a new fan that's going to want this, and that's the main reason to have this in print is for people to buy. Now we don't know how many of these they made, right? I don't think they said okay, there's 3,000 copies of each variant of these. But for me, that makes sense to have it back out. And listen, Capitol wants to sell records. I'm sure Paul would like to sell more of these records as well. I think he's very proud of this album, don't you think, David? Let's sell more copies.
Okay, but you could go on eBay and get the green edition for $12 on eBay. So I mean, some of them are.
Yeah.
So wow. I mean. A bunch of the variants had different price points based on its the scarcity of it, but it's not like it was totally out of print. But like I don't know, stick like I don't know, one of Paul McCartney's soundcheck songs on it. Like Women and Wives or whatever on this edition. Kind of entice the deeper fan that already has all this stuff, but. It's the point that you could only buy 2 at a time under your one address, and it's not guaranteed it's going to be different. And you a set of 3. So, I don't know, put in another box set like, they released 2 years ago or last year.
The one Tom just showed up. Yeah. I mean,
I
didn't find that worth my time either. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
David,
you didn't get that either.
No.
David, what did you get on vinyl? Did you get any of them on vinyl?
So I initially got the red Third Man Records one on vinyl in 2020. And then a year later when they announced the yellow splitter through Third Man Records, I sold my red and bought that one. And then I had the Japanese bonus, deluxe edition.
Bonus disc. Yeah. There you go.
But so Tom, I was poking the bear last week and I wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't necessarily poking you, but I just like the temptation to always get that. That's that you're a collector, and that's fine. I'm just more pissed at the marketing team, how they went about it,
Well, what exactly about it are you pissed off? Because the marketing makes, like I said, it makes sense to me to do a 30-year anniversary for McCartney III.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you're spending $33 plus tax and shipping, so you're almost $40.
Yeah.
Right. And you buy a multiple, and I get it. They give a disclaimer. It's like you could be potentially out $40 on I have a duplicate, and that's going to go in the secondary market. It's just like the resourcefulness, the wastefulness of it is just like, just sell the 3 here. Put whatever variants you want up and buy which one, whatever you want, or all 3.
Right. You want to buy all 3? Buy all 3.
My thing is, why are you going to make it so exclusive or inclusive for some and not others? Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily it's the 58th version. It's fine. You guys want to do that.
This kind of ties into that whole thing with the Live Over Europe thing being only packaged in with the Wings Live box, kind of in a way. Where you're making if content was only available on that, do you feel that was screwing the consumer, David? By that?
No, I thought that was not a bad added bonus for there wasn't that much more for the box.
A lot of people wanted that available separately.
The box, the book, the CD was only an extra $50 on if you combine both those sets, But the thing that would bother me is, okay, one version of that big barn box would have the CD, the other one would have a book, the other one have, everything's together, even though it's limited. Why you make this so limited to consumers? And it's a random draw. Like, oh, well, I just bought 2 of them, and they're both the same. That's kind of like cagey,
Yeah, I mean, they should have rows of just the Simon. They should have rows of just the stripes, rows of just the swirl.
Well, they did it to the podcasters.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's bring that up. Okay, so 2 people were very vocal about that. I mean, Super Deluxe, Paul at Super Deluxe Edition. He on Twitter, he was very adamant that he was very pissed off about these releases. And then what is everybody saying? Where's London Town and Back to the Egg? Why aren't we getting that? Why are we getting this release? I get that. Makes perfect sense. So he was very vocal about that. And our buddy Mayo, he was very vocal about that. He wasn't going to buy these. I know those 2 people got all 3 variants. Other than that, I don't know anybody else that did.
Mitch didn't like it.
No.
Hologram did.
So yeah. Mitch, I mean, people are very vocal. Yeah, and deservedly so. I get why people are very vocal about it. I get it.
Yeah, the issue for me is
the cassette even, man. We got the tape.
Yeah. I'm not bothered by people buying different variant colors because that's what they like. That's your thing, and it's just, why can't you make all 3 available to you? Tom, you might have bought the 2 more if you could access them. You know what I mean?
I probably would have.
So hey, that's a lost sale. But
you would have grabbed them if you could have bought them individually.
Oh, affirm all day long, buddy. Come on.
Okay.
But you're gonna flood the secondary market on ones people don't want, which is fine. Maybe they'll make some money on it. Maybe
but I'm gonna get it. And I'm going to play them because I love this record. I got the record in the mail last week. The next day, I played it. And it was great, too. This is the first time I ever got something the day after an official release day on this.
I like how quick it was. I like how quick it was announced, and you got it from a non-Amazon distributor. So that was awesome. So maybe
it was
Ben on the Run
karma all over again,
written,
reported, and released. But that being said, listen, I love physical media. I think we all love physical media. I mean, I think you guys probably stream a little bit more than what I do, but essentially, you guys are physical media. In your through and through, like I am. So I'd rather be pissed off that this is being released again than not have it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, but it's like, and I think me and Andy can probably agree. I'm like, and maybe you, Tom, too. It's just like there's so much more in his canon. I don't know, re-release like back in the U.S. on vinyl for the first time.
Right.
You know,
put out Good Evening New York City on vinyl.
Yeah, and that's another good point too, because we had those 3 years in a row of reissues. That's another thing I want to get into is with the reissues here in a few minutes. But we had those 3 years in a row. Yeah, we had those 3 years in a row where we got a whole set of reissues of black, and then then there was a color variant as well. Why did that stop?
You're talking about
People were happy about those.
You're talking about
the
his main
vinyl.
albums?
Yeah, the vinyl reissues. We got that
you got
live
Thrillington,
set, right?
You got Thrillington
we got
on
the
its own.
Thrillington. Yeah,
Wings Greatest.
Wings Greatest, Chaos and New, right? And then the following
Wings Over
year, then we got
America.
the live stuff. Then we got the live stuff, right?
Right, and that stopped too.
Right. So that being said, listen, we all, I mean, you guys, especially, too. I mean, you bring the Who reissues and all that stuff. When is a reissue all right? You know what I mean? When do you guys think it's okay to release a reissue of a classic album?
Well, when you do it like what the Who did with that Who's Next, I mean, they threw the entire kitchen sink in that thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough question for me. It's like, I usually get sometimes if it's through like a super deluxe campaign, but if it's just going to be re-released or record store day, I'm very limited on vinyl buying because I only have so much room and shelf space. So it's like, it's got to hit me in terms of unreleased content. Hence why I got the Band on the Run 50th, the double LP.
Yeah.
Because there's something extra that's
the 25th
on vinyl.
25th.
No, the upcoming 50th that's coming.
Oh, the upcoming one, the new one.
I personally would not have gotten the half speed master if it didn't include that underdub vinyl.
No.
That's just me. That's fine. I collect CDs a lot more, but I only have so much shelf space. So it's like I'm very stringent on what I want to buy.
David, you got a full ass basement. You can afford more shelf space. Okay, I don't want to hear.
I don't want more shelves. That's the thing. It's like, you're weighing.
Yeah.
But it's not for me to say. But it's like, and I'm not even.
How come we forget the donut box?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the donut box. Yep.
But
how many of those? Were announced. We got four different ones with the 4 different colored dice, right? The 4 different ones with the face mask, 4 different ones with the hat, 4 different ones with Christmas ornaments. So
Tom, you might want to be buying more IKEA shelves next year because Paul McCartney's going to release another album. There's going to be 75 variants.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're going to talk about next too. Is okay. Let's say we know he's recording, right? We know he's recording with Andrew Watts. Obviously, we hope we were hoping for a new album this year. Hopefully next year we will get this new album. And what do you say, David, if this happens all over again?
Have fun with it, Tom. I'll send you guys the updates from the album forum, and I'll buy my special edition shit. And I don't know. Yeah, have fun with it, and that's your passion.
Does he do it all over again? Does he do it all over again?
It's working. It's working.
And then listen,
why wouldn't
if he does a new album in 2024, I'm sure it will be marketed just like McCartney III was.
He's on this Capitol thing since 16 or 17. Yeah,
right.
That's
16. Yeah.
Well, when he went back to Capitol.
Yeah.
I think.
Back in 16. Yeah.
So I think he appreciated going to hear music at the time in Concord because they were kind of different from the conglomerate of Capitol and Universal. But I don't think they pushed it as much on all these things, and it helps business and it helps generate buzz and us on podcasts now. And there's no bad publicity. It's just kind of more accessibility, and any news is good news, I guess.
Spot on. I think that since Egypt Station, the PR people have gone, above and beyond to push McCartney product. Yeah. He went on James Corden, Carpool Karaoke. Egypt Station had its variants, not to the extent of this. That's a good point too.
Yes, right, because I think Egypt Station had like 3 or 4 variants with the Spotify, another regular color
Explorers
one.
edition.
There's like 43 variants.
Then there was like 180 gram, but then there was like there was a
140.
lighter, right?
A lighter gram one, 140 gram, right? Another color one from Barnes and Noble.
So this has really been happening since 2018 with Egypt Station. It's just the McCartney III amplified it.
Right. The Now and Then campaign seemed mild. there's only maybe 3 or 4 different colors.
I mean, let's face it. Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift is having a lot of success with this. I mean, especially at Target. I mean, every time I go to Target and check out the music section, or there's always a girl, 1 or 2 girls out there, flipping through.
Here's what happens: the Swifties get their parents over there and say, "I want this record," and then they take them over to the where the $100 turntables are that are play like absolute ass, and say, "I want to play my new Taylor Swift record on a $100 Crosley piece of shit."
Yeah. So the thing is, when the conglomerate music industry marginalizes CDs and cassettes and pushes it to streaming, and our Atmos stuff that used to be on Blu-ray is now only streaming, you marginalize the physical media, and you hyper kind of nostalgize the return of vinyl, and everyone or their mother, grandmother, teenager has this romanticism for vinyl. And that's driving that sector of physical media back up that you haven't seen in the last 15, 20 years prior to that. So I am physical media, but not the fanaticism of vinyl, because I still am the old person that buys CDs and uses it as a form of means in my vehicle still, and it works.
Yeah,
so
same here.
The machine is creating that demand based on they're pulling away that physical media. And then they're bringing these limited editions back to create the manifested demand based on the low supply that they're making, and it's like creating that craze. I mean, that's how. So I mean, if we were just kind of back in the '90s, where vinyl was kind of just under the CD world,
right.
There wasn't that much craze, but that's the only way you could listen to music back then was through CDs.
Which
vinyl.
I know, Tom, you listen to CDs in the car. David, I know you listen to you put CDs in the car too. Still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. My car doesn't.
Yeah, some cars don't have it. Yeah. I have older cars, so.
I mean, I like the CD. I mean, I'll play it in the house, but generally, if I get the CD, I'll rip it so it's digital. Yeah. And I have it, then I can play it. Like Tom is like, well, I think Tom said that he thinks that we're more streamers than he is. And Tom is purely physical, and we both are in spirit. But for convenience to be out and on the go, it's great.
Right.
Because I don't even stream it though. Like I will take a physical disc and rip it, and then put that into my library, and I'll play that. I'm not streaming it.
Right.
I own that file because I bought
well, you're offline. You're offline streaming it. You're offline playing it digitally.
Okay.
All right. So the only way I would buy McCartney III again is if you stuck it on a Blu-ray high res, Dolby Atmos 5.1 stereo mix on a Blu-ray, and I could play it.
Well, there you go, Capital.
Well, ever since the Revolver set and the Red and Blue, all that stuff is like exclusive streaming Atmos, I want it on a Blu-ray disc.
They gave us the White Album on Blu-ray.
They gave us
they did.
Let It Be.
Yeah.
Let It Be has it, that's 2021. Right. So again, they're creating exclusiveness, and I'm not going to go and buy a program to stream it over the air. I am really deep into like high res audio, and that's why it's on Blu-ray. I mean, a Blu-ray can hold up to like 50 gigs. So I don't really want to stream that much over the air through Wi-Fi, but whatever, it is what it is. So
Andy, when is the next time you want to see a McCartney III reissue?
Never. Unless we're getting demos included that we don't already have. If there's new music that gets coupled with it that we don't have, I'm all in. And I think Ken Michaels feels the same way. And I think a lot of fans feel the same way. If there is new music that we have not heard before bundled with one of these reissues, sold.
So do it like they did for the new reissue in 2014, a DVD of the making of the album, the promo videos, a CD of, bonus tracks.
If they throw one of these together for McCartney III.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because they did that for new. What else did they do that for? They did that for Memory Almost Full as well. They did something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, but Memory Almost Full came out. Memory Almost Full that came out. Yeah, it's like a fold out.
Yeah.
And that too. That version as well.
But they did a long box version.
There was a long box version one of this as well. Yeah.
That came out at the same time as the original release. So.
Right.
So, I mean, we can see the progression right through the years, with these maybe starting with Memory Almost Full. You get the initial release, then maybe you get, or even with Kisses on the Bottom, right? You Kisses on the Bottom, you got a Target edition that came with 2 extra tracks. Then you get, then it kind of, new Memory Was Full. You get another edition with extra CDs and songs not released on the album,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, even with like bundling, even with the archive stuff, if you bought Wings Over America from Best Buy, you got
Right.
the extra disc at the Cow Palace and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Which was included in the Super Deluxe edition as well. So that was like, oh, I don't have to buy the big box yet. They gave us something extra at the time.
Right. Yeah, Egypt Station. I mean, I know people, poo-poo on the suitcase, but you actually got content that wasn't available anywhere else at that time, right? You got Frank Sinatra's Party, you got 62nd Street, you got the longer version of Who Cares on there. So you were given, and then plus you got the hard drive that had the live stuff on there too. So you were kind of like, you had a little bit of an incentive to get that. But then what we didn't know then is we were also going to give, a couple months later, we got that Explorers edition, right? That the two LP edition of Egypt Station as well. So slowly it's it's just becoming that snowball, going down the hill, and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what do we expect now for McCartney's next record? Does the snowball just keep, getting bigger, or does it finally hit the ground and break up?
Why would they? It's working.
It's working. Yeah, I mean listen, I mean, again,
the market bears the
music. Yeah, I mean, it's vinyl is
no
still hot, right?
If no one's buying it, they're not going to keep manufacturing it.
Right. They won't even bother. But if they know that people will get it no matter what, and
that's fine. And
they're there to make money, like Tom said.
And I'm not poo-pooing people getting it. It's just like there's so much other stuff in his catalog.
If you like that, great. It's just not for me.
Right. And why aren't we getting that other stuff? Right. I mean, well, how come we haven't gotten, more reissues with, say, like Broad Street or Press to Play? Why haven't we got another a vinyl reissue of Off the Ground? Just stuff like that. These are also things that people.
That album was 30 years old this year. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And you got nothing. Yeah, you got nothing to celebrate that anniversary. I don't even know if he made note of it on his website or anything like that. So, but again, it's go ahead.
Thankfully, it's just McCartney, because like you don't see the Lennon or Harrison camp doing this to the extent. So like during the Super Deluxe edition for Imagine and Plastic Ono Band, I don't think you had that many variants. You just had a 2 LP version of just black vinyl,
which was
the clear
Imagine.
Priced,
yeah, it was like
not anymore. I found it for super cheap, either on Amazon or another website. That's when I pulled the trigger on that. But initially, it was like, that's a really odd price. So I skipped out initially on it.
Yeah. Another thing too is people. I mean, people are trying to lay blame, with Capitol. This is all Capitol. McCartney's got nothing to do with this. However, where is this being sold? It's only being sold on McCartney's website. So obviously he's part of it, right? He could have vetoed this if he thought it was, if he didn't think it warrant another release for a third year in a row. But apparently, he wants to sell more copies of these just as much as Capitol wants to sell more copies.
When is the 333rd month since December 2020?
Nice.
That's 27 years. Sorry.
Okay. Well, weeks then. 333 weeks.
Okay.
Weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that we just wanted to have a quick conversation about this whole McCartney III reissue fiasco or madness, whatever you want to call it. In the comment section, let us know what you guys think about this whole thing. I mean, does it make sense to you, this third anniversary? I mean, are you pissed off about this release? Listen, I know we all want London Town and Back to the Egg. That's been said to death, right? For the last 5 years, we've been talking about London Town, Back to the Egg. Just kind of forget about that for right now. Just let us know about this reissue. Are you happy that it's, are you a physical media fan, or are you just happy that it's back in print? But Andy, you got one other thing?
No, I'm good.
You got okay. So yeah, let us know in the comment. Again, this is business 101. Should Bill Gates stop making computers because he's so successful now? I mean, should Coca-Cola stop because they've sold so many cans of bottles of Coke. I mean, listen, people say, well, don't be greedy. Well, again, once you've reached a certain level of success, you want to keep that success going.
You're right. I will say that I think it's nice, as we talked about earlier when we opened up. If there's somebody who became a McCartney fan in the last year or two who missed out on vinyl,
right.
This is a chance for them to get it, and that I can accept it, and it's for them. It's for anybody who missed out but really wanted a colored vinyl version of it. Hey, go ahead and get it. I'm okay with that.
It's not the 60s, 70s, and the first half of the 80s anymore. We can just go into a record store, right? Flip through your favorite artists, and 9 times out of 10 expect to see the thing that you want there. I mean, that's just that. This just doesn't happen anymore, right? No. So, again, let us know in the comment section what you guys think. David, thank you for popping up here.
Yeah.
And, giving us your thoughts. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No. Can I bring up something? So, please, kind of get into the mood for you guys welcoming me back for the 4th time in the last couple months. But so I've been playing the shit out of this CD.
Back in the U.S.
Back in the U.S.
And I will say, I was so lucky to have seen him. That was my first time seeing him ever, May 1st, 2002. And just, man, that was his pinnacle voice of the 21st century. And it's just like, I was like, I would love to have this on vinyl. I would buy that. Red, make it a 3 vinyl, red, white, and blue. And but I just was playing some of those set list songs, and I got sick of it, back in the day because I heard it all the time. But it's been a while since he's changed up his set list, so I kind of went back 21 years ago and kind of was reliving that time. So yeah, so I'd say anyone that wants to see him now, let's appreciate for who he is at 81, still playing pretty much almost the same length of a set list. But if you want to hear his voice, that is pretty powerful at age 59 at this point, check it out again.
Good concert.
Very good.
Great concert. Yeah. It was the first time I saw him as well, too. That was a great show.
Yeah. Well, Andy, anything new with you and your
channel?
Other channel?
We're taking a Christmas break, but we'll have some new content for the new year. Concerts lining up already in January. It'll be a very prog heavy January. I know that.
Oh, really? Give us a little. Who's coming?
Well, just some Genesis tribute bands that I'll be seeing locally. So with some friends.
Okay.
So we'll be checking those out.
Very nice. Talk More Talk. We had just done an episode doing an appreciation of the 50th anniversary of Band on the Run. We did a nice little tribute to Denny Lane, and we talked about our favorite items of 2023, which we will be doing. Andy and I will be doing that next week. We'll give a nice little rundown on the year. We'll talk about some of our favorite releases of the year, and we'll talk about our hopes for the future and what we would like to see released in 2024. So that being said, everybody, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel, Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast. We really appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody that's been with us over the last couple years, and everybody that's been with us from the beginning. We really appreciate that. Don't forget to check out that Ken Dashow show, right? That we did last week. We are generally the only weekly McCartney podcast out there. So David, we started this show together back in 2016. Andy joined me in 2019. So it was nice just to have this like little family reunion here, if you will, one more time. So again, David, thank you very much. And Andy, everybody out there, have a happy, wonderful Christmas time. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Listening to Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast, hosted by Tom Hunyadi and Andy Nichols, with musical contributions by Dylan C.